And I'm Robert Gibson, and I'm Ricky Morton, and we are the Rocker on the Swiss, not retired NWA Warrior Tag Team Champion, and you're listening to Double Dropkick Hot. Still Duncan.
The Dove Network welcomes you to the following presentation of Double Dropkick Podcast.
Yes, sir. We are live, coming to you the power of your internet. Welcome in, everybody, wherever you are watching tonight. We're excited to have you in for a great DDK Saturday night. Ready to get it kicked off with you guys. We got a great show for you tonight. We got a champ, a big champ who's brought the CRUMRINE out. We'll learn all about it tonight, as we got three special guests. Parker, the global champion of OPW. We're going to learn all about that. And the owner of OPW, Cameron Vale's with us. And the owner of C4 Belts, Colin, is with us. What a jam-packed show we've got for you tonight. So head on over to the DDK Belt Bar. Grab yourself a drink. Grab yourself your favorite belt. Sit back and relax. Yeah, we pulled out the limo for them. They're getting all maked up, ready, getting them looking good. We're ready to rock it with you guys tonight and have a great time. Live for a DDK Saturday night. Don't forget, if you guys are watching live, no matter where you're watching or whether you watch this later on or tomorrow, as many of you do too, we thank you so much for doing that, for subscribing to the show. We love each and every one of you. We can't tell you how much that means to you for the support and for your watching. And remember to comment. Dabble on that keyboard, all you keyboard warriors. Dabble in there. There you go. I know all you guys look like that. Just dabble in. Ask the questions all you want. Pop it in. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this. And right now, pause as we may and drop on down that thumbs up button. Click that thumbs up button for us. That does a lot. That helps us so very much and gets us going in this program with their algorithm and all that kind of stuff. But we were excited for this show tonight. But, you know, I am KEVK. And I can't do this without my crime partner. He helps me steal all the money we need, that pays the producer, pays the guest. Colin was asking for $1,500 this time. So, you know, we had to go rob the pawn shops. But can't do it all without my main man, Mr. Ethan. What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
the more we have Colin on, the more he demands. And he was 1,500. Then he weaseled in right at the end. He was like, "And I hear you do some good landscaping."
It was a Mountain Dew at first,
Right?
like with Tyler. Shout out to Tyler for helping out the program. And then all of a sudden he just wants more money. I'm like, "Jeez, man, that $20,000 CRUMRINE, I guess you got to pay for it." What's up with you?
You say diva yet, bro? I'm just living life, brother. Just day by day. That's what we do.
Nothing new. Any new belt days coming for you?
I'm working on a custom with my man from Pinfall. I'm working on him on your belt right now. I got James Taylor belt from him, so I'm trying to broker for him. Help him out. He's a good dude.
Awesome. Hey, you excited for our guest tonight?
Bro, me being the light wrestling fan lately, I went back and was watching some of these matches, and this is to me, he's like if Big Van Vader and Bam Bam Bigelow had a kid. Boom, you get Parker Boudreaux. I
just like that he's big. He's a wrestler. He's not 5'10" and 150 pounds, and you're putting the world title around him.
No, he's a 290-pound dude, but is agile.
Can we get some applause for that? I mean, all right, we got a champion. It looks like a champion. Everybody, some of these wrestling factions, I'm tired of seeing 150-pound guys just twirling around the ring.
Darby Allin, you said?
Not a fan of it. The dude looks like he was on my roof putting up my shingles the other day. I want a champion. The dude could be picked up and thrown out of the ring in a heartbeat. Can you imagine Brock Lesnar getting in I want my wrestlers to look like wrestlers, big, bad,
scary.
That takes poops bigger than some of these guys. So I'm excited that tonight we're excited to learn all about the CRUMRINE back in use. And we're going to talk all about that tonight, and we're excited for it. The chat is popping off. Let's say hello to a little bit of people out there. Wrestling Bonkers, doing good. How you doing, everybody? Welcome in. Andy. Yeah, it is. DDK Saturday night. There's a Warden. Let's go. DDK Saturday night. Yes, sir. CJ. No goat in the building. Hi, LeGrona. Yes.
Since the tamale's over, brother.
Christopher checking in. Hello to you and your wife, Lisa. Yes, Lisa says hello. Throwing up them DDKs in the chat. Let's get them going.
Not wife yet. Don't put Chris in that corner yet.
It is DDK Saturday night. Mark, how you doing? Host of the great podcast. He does Spanning the Globe. Did you catch Spanning the Globe the other night?
I did. They were talking about the cage matches and everything like that.
What's up, Lane?
Found out that thanks to Richard, that Superfly Jimmy Snuka wasn't Samoan.
Yeah. I did. Gianni's in here. We got a good for that. Okay, I did have my Carolina Hurricanes jersey ready, but I wanted to look good for the champ. When you're having what Ric Flair held, you got to look good for the champ. Can't wear any jerseys tonight. But go Canes. We're in the finals. We're going to bring that. We're going to bring that back. Hey, Matthew, how you doing there, buddy? How you doing there? Make sure you guys stay tuned for the second half of the show. It's going to be a good one. We got a surprise guest on that, and what he's got is a surprise with him. So be in charge for that. But yeah, we're going to try to get the Stanley Cup. But tonight it's all about the OPW and our good friend Colin is here as well, and we're going to talk with them about how the CRUMRINE is now being fought for, not in just one organization. This is now being fought for all over the world. Truly, that's a true world champion.
Worldwide,
worldwide, and we're going to learn all about it. And it's going to be exciting. But Ethan, you got to tell the folks what they got to do.
You got to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. It's a simple little thing that makes us so happy. It keeps us motivated. It keeps us going. Keeps us trying to bring you quality content for quality people.
Absolutely. And I want to tell you guys thanks so much for each and every one of you that are here. We're excited for it, and let's bring on these guests. First, you guys know this guy here. He's the owner of the C4 Authentic Belts, and he is with us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in Mr. Colin. Hey, buddy.
Hello, fellas. Hello, everyone online.
How you doing?
What a handsome individual.
You're saying $1,500 is a lot of money. That's just enough to buy a concho in one of your belts.
Yeah, yeah. You've been high stepping, Ric Flair, strutting. How you been doing there, buddy? You've been busy. You've been busy with all your deals, and I know we've been good buddies now for 4 years, and I know there's been a long haul for you. What, 10 years in the working to get all these relationships spread out and put out. A lot of hard work went into it, and we're excited for you.
Oh yeah! All these years wheeling and dealing and perfecting the belts, tweaking and tweaking. Some people think I haven't tweaked the belt, but a lot of time's gone into making it perfect to the point that it becomes a belt that we can make further history with. So yeah, from all that time till now, for instance, it started off with humble beginnings with prototypes and things like that, and a lot of people I posted those prototypes before I released the belts.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who haven't seen, followed it early on, and then for some reason or so forth haven't. They think it's my prototypes is what's been sold, but it's actually the official belt's been sold for a long time now, and that's been perfected even after having the belt for 4 full days at StarCast and doing all the forensic studies and tweaking all that sort of stuff. So the belts have gone out for sale, and the ones that people have been perfected, and then also the partnership with CRUMRINE as well. The only way we can put this belt into competition is with the blessing of CRUMRINE MFC manufacturing company,
right,
and the estate and things like that. And that's why we actually can bring back the big gold belt, the design and everything else. Anyway, that's just the intro. I'm pretty sure you got some questions for me to answer first, so I'll let you get back.
Yeah, we're going to bring on our other guest.
I got one.
We're going to bring on our other guest. I don't want to have them backstage.
Go for it.
We're going to bring them back on here, and we're going to talk with them because I want to get everybody on stage. Also joining us tonight is another great guest. He is the owner, director, however you want to say it, of OPW Wrestling Oceana Pro Wrestling. That reminds me of the Oceana Air Force Base right here in the United States, up here in Virginia. Please welcome to the program, Mr. Cameron Vale. How you doing there, sir? It's morning over there for you guys. How you doing? Did you get your cup of coffee going?
Yeah, I've had a couple of cups of coffee, so all good to go. And looking forward to the chat. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
We're delighted that you've taken some time out to talk with us. It's going to be an exciting hour with you guys and what you got going on. And we're going to learn all about it. But we can't wait anymore. We've got to bring him on. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a true world champion. He's big. He's bad. He'll smack your daddy down. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the global OPW world champion. I'm going to call him world champion. He's a global champion. Same thing. Let's welcome
real world champion
to the program.
What's up, Kev, Ethan? What's up, everybody?
Yeah,
Colin,
look
Mr.
at him.
Vale. It's a great
Man.
honor and a great privilege to be on this show. I'm obviously, as you can tell, I'm feeling just very grateful. I can't even put this big goal out there. You know,
I
it's
I
just
was when I got my C4, I slept with it. I won't lie,
oh,
and I put it
exactly.
around.
Yep. That's what I literally just did in Japan. I woke up with it right here. It's
Yeah,
always
you
right by
were,
my side.
and people don't know you are right now where in Japan, right?
I just got back to Tokyo. Had a huge sold out show in Osaka yesterday. I was paired up with my new sensei, Kotaro Suzuki-san, who, of course, he was the last disciple of Mishiwa-san. So, what an honor it's been already this tour, defending it through Japan. With the most prestigious belt right now in wrestling. It's, for me, this is everything in the world. So, I'm feeling extremely blessed, guys, and I appreciate you guys having me.
We're thrilled to have you. It's about time that belt came out. I've been watching you from a distance for about 4 or 5 months, even though I've known you earlier on in your career. But winning this belt is truly putting a lot of eyes on you over here in the States. They're excited. So hopefully one day you'll be coming over here soon to defend that belt, and I'm sure you will.
Yes, sir.
And first question before we get into how all this played, what's it like now that you've had a little bit with the belt to look at a belt and it is an authentic CRUMRINE? It's people don't know Colin
Oh,
is
it's the real deal. That's what I want to say in the beginning. First of all, this is the real deal. This is not like some the Joe Schmo belt. This is the real deal. Everybody would kill for this belt, especially the person or the people that think that they're the best, not signed to WWE, AEW. This is what you work for. This is what you grind for. This is what you do it for. And so, for me, just to wake up with it every day, it adds even more motivation, more inspiration for me to become the best in the world. So, and just to continue obviously putting in the hard work and passion that nobody sees online, and that's the dojo training, living in the dojo training, strong style multiple times a day, really sacrificing it all. And I think that's what people are finally seeing is my passion showing.
Yeah, it's unbelievable to have that back. And when you look at it, the history with it, and it's a true CRUMRINE with the cast wrestlers and the stoneholders coming from the original. I mean, you're carrying around history with it, and we're excited. We're excited to talk with you. Cam, how did this? I'll start with you. For those people that over here in the States and some other parts of the world, tell people briefly what you want them to know about OPW wrestling, what you guys are all about, how long you've been around, and anything else that you wanted to know about OPW wrestling and where we can find it.
Yeah, cool. So thanks again for having us. So OPW, Oceanic Pro Wrestling, I created about 3.5 years ago. So my background is working professionally in other sporting codes. So I've been CEO for a few sports in Australia and one of our big football clubs. So always loved wrestling and had an opportunity to go using my network to go, love to create an event, create a brand. So decided Oceania Pro Wrestling to cover the whole region, not just Australia, but New Zealand, the Pacific. And I was very fortunate, just with different connections, connected with Scott Demore, who was running TNA at the time, and we put on Impact Down Under in 2023 in a regional city in Australia. So it was meant to be a one and done. I thought do it once, sort of scratch that itch, so to speak. But it went really well, and decided to continue OPW. And really then go, okay, where can we go with it? So we did StarCast in 2024. Bret the Hitman Hart was our key feature. So that went exceptionally well. Wow. And then it's been about trying to build some momentum to this point, which was really that we're establishing a wrestling brand for this region. So our focus, 90% is on Australia, New Zealand, Pacific, our region. There's enormous talent here. I think we're very underrated with the wrestlers that we have here. but I always wanted an international flavour, so a little bit different. I respect anyone who's running an independent wrestling company. It's not easy, but I didn't want to just replicate what everyone else was doing. So for me, two key things were we're running live events. How am I going to produce good content and eventually a broadcast model? And the second one is to have that international world champion that we decided to go through with the global champion. And ultimately, OPW is a destination for wrestlers that are hungry to get to the next level. And obviously, I'd focus a lot on Aussies and Kiwis and the like, but people like Parker, Shanky Singh, and there's others, they should be in WWE. They're the best of these wrestlers around the world, and we want to create, that international brand, even coming out of our region, that showcases these outstanding wrestlers. And then the connection to Colin, who came through with through this journey as well, was, well, not only can we have a true international, and I love the phrase, real world champion, because it's a championship that should go around the world, but it needs to be different. So it needed that. How can I find something that's more authentic, more real, and isn't just a belt brought off the shelf, so to speak. So I had found the connect. Colin, I think, reached out. We connected really early on in the piece, and so now I've got the brand established. We've got international wrestlers, and again, they're not here for the payday. They've got to be here for we're trying to promote an international champion, and therefore it's recognised by the C4 belt and the history and everything that is new to me. So that's not my area of expertise, but I've known in any sport you're in, you want to build credibility, and these things absolutely help credibility compared to, as I said, just being another independent wrestling company.
All right. It's just incredible. And where can people find?
Yeah, at OPW Live.
Yeah.
At OPW Live is on the socials, and then YouTube, which we're going to really start to build. We've got some great content on there, but later in the year we'll have some big announcements of what we're going to do. But on YouTube, just do the search on OPW or Oceania Pro Wrestling, and you'll find some great content, including the match Parker had with Shanky and some of our past matches. We've had Shelton Benjamin, Mike Rallis, Mickey James, Delta, who's now Zaria in WWE's wrestled for us. So, yeah, we've got some great content out there, and I'm sure your loyal and large digital and online following will follow us. And honestly, we're trying, again, be more than just a brand in this region. So, as I said, someone like Parker is just huge for us to have as part of what we're doing.
Yeah, that's awesome. He was great in NXT, and he's great now. And winning this belt, he's putting in the work and putting in all the hard time and the traveling now too.
If any wrestler that's out there should have a good look at how Parker markets himself, puts himself out there, because as a promoter, he is as easy to work with as any athlete in all the sports that I've had, because he's got the reputation, he's got the skill, he's got everything, but he's also got that. He's humble enough that he can work with someone like me. He could work with hundreds of different promotions, right? But I'm looking for wrestlers like Parker that are at the top of their game, but know how to push, promote, and do it, but probably before I ask, which is one of the big things. It's just, they know the business as well. So they know what they want to be and how they want to promote themselves.
Before we get to Colin Parker, when you hear that type of praise and admiration, how does that make you feel?
Oh, man, I'm very grateful, obviously, for Mr. Vale for even just giving me the opportunity. Shanky Singh, that match was just really, really crazy, and it was a well-executed match because, of course, Big Shanky went against, Gunther, Drew McIntyre. He was with SmackDown for a long time. He had a lot of big matches, and so for me to go against a guy that's way bigger than me, stronger than me, a giant. He's over 7 foot. He's over 300 pounds. He's much bigger than me. So I had to chop him down. I had to really work him down to his knees. I had to, get thrown through a table. I had to go through a lot of things to really, take him down. And so I appreciate Mr. Vale for everything. What he's building in Australia is one of a kind. When I got over there, you could tell, like he said, these talent are so underrated, and they're fiending for international work, and they're fiending to be, putting Australia on the number one, map of, they have talent, and they have these underrated talent that could compete all against, the world, WWAW, or really with whatever country that they're thinking. So when I got over there, it was amazing. Of course, Australia, the country, the culture is just inspiring. When I got over there, and to have that match and win the big gold, it was like a dream come true for me, because these are the things I work for. And I basically just every single day I beat myself up every single day for things like this. So it's for me, Mr. Vale has been amazing. And, of course, I'm always going to represent the company in the best ways, whether I'm in Japan, USA, if I'm going down Mexico again here soon. I'm always going to do the best, and, like you said, promote the company, but also, promote myself as a way, because social media is everything these days, especially how much it's growing tremendously throughout any company. It's just amazing. So I'm just very grateful for Mr. Vale, Australia, OPW, giving me this platform, and of course, Mr. Colin for bringing the big gold back, and what an honor it is to have it. To, like I said, I sleep with it. I walk around with it to the dojo every day. I go eat yakiniku with it. People are just like, Jesus Christ. But I'm fully addicted. Like, this is my belt, and nobody's gonna take it from me.
Absolutely. Love
I,
that.
and that's the thing. First off, congratulations on winning the
Oh,
title.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Because that it's awesome to. How does it, so you're a guy that's 6'4", 290-pound guy, and you talk about your training, and you can tell that you put in the training because your agility. You're
Yes,
not
sir.
stiff. You're a very fluid big man. I compare you. I look at you. I grew up in a different era of wrestling where it was, our big men were like Big Van Vader and Bam Bam Bigelow, where they were big, but they were agile.
And gritty.
Yes. And I see that in you. And so, like, for me, I want to say congratulations on being the person to be able to breathe the second life into the CRUMRINE. Because that's got to be an amazing feeling in itself.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, and I appreciate those, the comparisons, man. Of course, everybody, especially in the beginning of my career, even in football, when I was 15, 16, getting a lot of scholarship offers, they would compare me to Brock Lesnar, which is great. Of course, he's probably one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, maybe the best athlete of all time. But we're very different beasts. Of course, he's Brock Lesnar. I'm not Brock Lesnar. I'm never trying to be the next Brock Lesnar. I'm trying to be the first and only Parker Boudreaux. And
Amen.
I appreciate, of course, everybody that compares me to Brock and everything. But for myself, looking back at it, I would probably maybe compare myself to like a Steve Williams, or like a Stan Hansen or Terry Gordy, where it's I live for the work in JoJo, and the big huge matches and the strong style. Like, I live for that, and I think that's what a lot of people in Japan, especially the sixth tour with Elite, that are really seeing. They're like, holy shit! Like, Parker is, he will die for pro wrestling, and I think that's what Japan is really seeing, and I think they appreciate that so much.
But I think that's what you do well.
Awesome.
Is as a big man, you can get caught up in that trap of just being the big man, and you tell the story well. Like your match with Shanky, you were saying the story was told well. You're through the table, you have the adversity, and you overcome the adversity, because Shanky's a huge human.
Matt, I mean, if anybody sees somebody that's over 7 foot, over 300 pounds in person, you're gonna be staring at him. Nobody's not gonna be looking at that dude. Especially, I went against the Great Khali months ago, so I know how the Great Khali is. I know how he moves and everything. Shanky moves extremely well for somebody that's over 7 foot. I just did this interview the other day as a giant, because I'm not considered a giant. I'm not over 7 foot. You know, I'm considered a massive man. You know, I mean, but I'm not a giant in pro wrestling.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, he is the most athletic giant that isn't signed with WWE, AEW, because nobody like that is moving around in the ring, you know, that quickly at that size. It's just you won't find that, you know. So, you know, I have a lot of respect for obviously Shanky. You know, we trained a lot together in WWE, and you know, to go against him, of course, like I said, he was in WWE longer than me, taller than me, he's bigger than me, he's stronger than me. So for me to chop down and really work through a hard match and you know come out on with a win and a company like OPW, where it's to me, it's one of the best uprising companies in the world right now. It's a blessing, you know, and you know, this is what I live for.
Yeah, we're gonna show this right now. The quick ending to the match when you won the CRUMRINE.
Let's do it.
We'll show this right now. You put him down for the 1, 2, 3. Let's pull it up here.
Boudreaux with a head of steam. How is he up? Boudreaux with the twin spear.
Look at that cross the face. Love it. Yeah. Look at that.
Here is your winner and the first ever OPW Global Champion, the BFT Parker Boudreaux.
At ringside. And Parker Boudreaux. This was like a real life monster movie. King Kong, Godzilla, Alien vs Predator.
I mean, that was just that was awesome. Yeah, give it up for him. Give it up for him. Yeah.
I got one for Colin at that point. I got one for Colin at that point.
Go ahead.
Colin, with seeing that, right? And you, like you said, you've gone through all your renditions of the CRUMRINE, all the connections you've had to make, all the, you know, even down to the little belt group hobby stuff you had to go through to get to this point. When that belt is strapped on his waist, do you just kind of take one sit back and just have a sip and be like, you know, cheers to all the hard work? Have you had that moment yet?
Yeah, I did. It was the room and the, you know, when you see Parker, you know, winning the belt, and you know the room was loud, but in my heart, in my mind, I just heard silence. I just sat back and just there was a silent moment in my heart. You know, so grateful to Cam and Parker. I only met Parker when he won. I had not met him before. I've heard of him, and things like that. I trusted Cam that the champion to bring the big old belt back into wrestling competition is Parker, and I trusted him. And then when I met Parker, you guys haven't seen his true charisma. Like, he's a very charismatic person, so respectful, so he lives, breathes, he's authentic, and he's got soul. Yeah, all for wrestling. So yeah, we could have gone with, you know, people can say, oh, it could have been this and that person, whatever, but I guess it's God given that this is the right man. You know, who else is going to travel 24-hour flights, have 2 hours of sleep in 3 days just to defend that belt in all corners of the world? Now, this is the man. And just going back and realizing, I'm still realizing it now as he continues to go around the world, you know, representing OPW, and fighting in all these promotions. It's like, yep, Cam's a genius. Cam's done the right thing. He's done an excellent. He's helped execute an excellent strategy to get into the world and really bring back authenticity and the love of wrestling to the world. So guys, I just hats off, all my hard work. I dedicated, you know, to doing this, and you guys have a part of me, part of my family, and really appreciate everything you've done.
Right, and it's
Thank you, Colin. Appreciate you, man.
So Cam, this goes to you and then to Colin afterwards. How did this relationship start? How did you guys work this? How was it presented to get the CRUMRINE, and how did the thought process of the global championship come in mind? How did the workings, all that go down? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I've forgotten, Colin, how we first connected. I know it was about 2.5 years ago. So, but my memory on these things is pretty poor. So I'll let you tell that story. But once we had connected, we were certainly looking to do a few different. Like, I was quite taken with what Colin had done, and again, for me, I didn't know too much about the world of wrestling belts and other things. So we had the chat probably more than 2 years ago. We'd been in the US, we'd been in the Starcast, we'd had our event. So it was trying to find the right timing to really launch this properly, and to be frank, to find the right wrestlers to do it. So we at OPW have our OPW champions, men's, women's, men's tag, women's tag. So really representing the region well. So I knew this had to be something to, as I said, in that international space. And again, trying to find the right wrestlers, and the global branding to it was something that we were keen, not just to differentiate between everyone's world titles, but something to almost try and bring the history into the present, and whether people, global, universal, world, whatever you want to come up with, we just felt that it was slightly different and could lead itself to some of the branding we want to do later on. Having more regular streaming and broadcasts and things of that nature. So for me, I certainly identified with Colin the Belt and his patient approach to getting it right and delivering it to the right two wrestlers. It was then just the mechanics of making it work. We had a little bit of a false start late last year. Parker stayed committed, which I give him a lot of credit for, Shanky as well, and others, and that's led us, I suppose, to this moment and the match. And as I said, wanting wrestlers that see themselves as international, and I say this very respectfully because the US is a big country, great country, and the home of wrestling. But there is a world outside of the US when it comes to wrestling. Absolutely. And international, and for US wrestlers. So we have a US wrestler who's the global champion, but Parker's willingness to wrestle around the world and bring. It's almost like we're bringing a new modern. We're trying to build a modern version of what history has had for wrestling, which is having touring champions and global champions and the like. So. And to be frank, we're keen to establish the same on the women's side as well. We just now need to work through what does that look like, and again, who are hungry international wrestlers at the top of their game, because that's ultimately who I want to showcase. That's what we're doing with OPW, with the Australian and Oceania talent, and that's what I want to do internationally. But yeah, it's probably over, in a summary, 2 years of just patiently identifying who are going to be the wrestlers, what's going to be the right events to do it, and now we're off and running. We'll be building as much as we can with Colin's support as well, with the design of the women's belt and obviously anything we do in the future.
Colin, to you about that, anything you wanted to add about how you guys met in and what led to this and
No worries. Yeah, so this all started again through the belt. I was getting close to perfecting it and things like that, and originally Conrad Thompson reached out, and he said, "Yep." I gave him the sales spiel. It's like, look, he's like, yep, if we were to bring back the big gold, a real silversmith CRUMRINE big gold, it shouldn't just be just for a collector's item. It should be competed for. And he agreed. So he originally pitched that for Starcast in Chicago and things like that. And then around that time, I was trying to organize logistics to get that to him. And that's how I met up with Ken Vale. I contacted him through his website, his contact details and things like that. And then we got talking to, because when you deal with, international promoters and things like that, everything kind of is very piecemeal, like put together, as in everything happens in like not totally coordinated. So when Cam connected, when I talked to Cam, he was like, "Okay, tell me the story about what's going on." And so, yep, well, I've got the real big golds here. I'm supposed to show Conrad things, and he was supposed to come down to TNA down under in Wagga Wagga. And all right, so I went down there. Cam graciously, it's Cam's show, so he organised for me to go down there with the belts and things. And we actually had we pitched a lot of storyline and things to incorporate this, even way back, right? But anyway, so one thing led to another. Certain things had false starts and things like that, but we became really close as friends. As in, when I showed him the belt, I was like, "No, this is something special, Paul." He wouldn't even let me open it out to the TNA wrestlers or anything like that. No, this is going to be top secret. So I trusted him, So yep, no worries. I did drive 4 hours to get here, but that's cool. You have a feel about people, and they're really looking out for you. So I followed him, and then we ended up going to StarCast, and then Ken was able to get me up there, and also with Conrad and display them. So my belts with Conrad's original big gold, and that's where I was able to even perfect or make further improvements or tweaks. I don't call them improvements because the silversmith work is real art, and it's not something you perfect. You can make more or things a little bit closer, which we did. So a lot of people saying, "Oh, you tweaked the belt." I've made 60 belts already. You think I haven't tweaked them? Anyway, but yeah. So I've and that's how we had it. So every time we had a wrestling event and things like that, I started displaying them. When I made the big gold belt with the Karen McDaniel's robe, that's when things started heating up as well, because it became a special feature in Kem's events. So he had WrestleWave and things like that, and that became a really special feature where all the fans would come and take photos and see it. And they say, "Is that really what a Ric Flair kind of robe?" And I said, "Yeah, it's made by the original maker." And have a look around the back. So when I looked around the back, it was like, "Oh Jesus, that's just Nature Boy, exactly the way it was in the Jungle Robe. It is the Jungle Robe." And it just lit up people's imagination and things like that, and became a good feature. And then as a surprise, Cam, after all these years, Cam said, "Look, Cole, we want to start using the belt now, for to crown the global champion. What should we call it?" Yeah, no, I think a global championship, because that's what we want. Because the belt doesn't have logos and things. It's really the old school way of saying who's really the best, and that's what I always wanted. I think it's the grace of God that everything's fallen into place with authenticity and honesty as well. So that's how we've done it. We've been close friends, had many dinners, and to be honest, it's only the beginning. You're going to see so much from Parker, and you're going to see so much from Cam that we've really, we're really taking the first humble steps to change wrestling itself, and that's what I've always wanted. So here we are.
All right. Now, Parker, as the champion now,
Yes,
you're laying down the smack now. You have the title that the Woo Master himself held. So you've got a lot of weight on your shoulders, and I wanted to show folks that you weren't playing around with this title that you meant everything that you say. And there was this right here that was interesting. I want to show this.
Up to driver the head of steam. How is he up? Oh my God, the spear!
That was the win.
23 hours the BFD just traveled. I'm the owner of the big gold belt. $20,000 on my shoulder. I am Keita's #1 foreigner. I will forever rule GLEAT as the #1 foreigner. This tour with Kotaro Suzuki-san is going to be historic. See you guys soon.
So
I love
tell
that he's in the
everybody.
airport. That's just
Yeah, I try to be like, hey, I'm gonna find a referee and see if I can roll him up real quick with some help from TSA agents. So you've got the belt and this tour that you were talking about. Explain it a little more. What you got coming on and what's coming up next.
Okay.
For this.
Yes, sir. Right
Everybody's
now,
wanting
well,
to see the
actually, I
belt.
have
Let me
a.
zoom in on you
Okay,
while you talk.
with GLEAT, man, it's or in Japan it's called GLETA, and USA it's called GLEAT. They're really such an amazing company. They've gave me such great opportunities. Since 2024, since I first got here, it's just been everything in the world to me, a dream come true. Because when I first got here, I got to do a world title match for 25 minutes against the world champion of GLEAT. And a lot of people didn't know I could go 25 minutes in Osaka in front of 25,000 people and, put on a strong style match and, really connect to the audience. And that was the first time people really got to see my Japan work. And so since then, I've been here 2 years. Each time I have training every day in the dojo. My new sensei is Kotaro Suzuki. He's the last final disciple of Mishiwa-san. He was the last person to learn from Mishiwa-san, and he's obviously considered if one of the greatest or if the greatest of all time in Japan. So learning from somebody who learned from quite literally the best of all time in Japan. What an honor, because my past sensei, he's not with Wheat anymore. His name was Shima-san. He's also, of course, just a legend in Japan. And I got to learn from him for over a year and a half. Just stuff like that where I've had such a great coaching when it comes to GLEAT or even other companies, AAA, AEW, WWE. I have a lot of work to do to grow and learn. I'm not saying I'm perfect at wrestling. I'm only 5 years in. I have a lot of work to do. But from when I started with WWE and now it's night and day. When I got to WWE, I was so new. I didn't know how to bump. I didn't know how to do Irish whip. I didn't know how to do any basic move. And now I could do 45-minute matches in Tokyo, against the champion for I mean, it's night and day for me, and so I have to continue putting in that work in the dojo, continue putting in the work outside of the ring when I'm, just in my room right now studying old school All Japan, 80s, 90s stuff, or watching Noah in 2000s with Mishiwa-san, and I'm fully addicted. I think everybody knows I'm fully addicted to pro wrestling. I live, breathe, bleed, die for pro wrestling, and I think that's why GLEAT in Japan specifically, they really see my passion every single day. We had a sold out show in Osaka yesterday. I had a meet and greet, and everybody, 200, 300 people before the show, meet and greet. Same thing coming up to the show, sold out in Tokyo in 2 days in Shinjuku. Um, I don't know. I just feel more and more inspired and motivated than ever every single day. Like I have such overwhelming support from so many people, whether it comes from GLEAT, my new senseis, Paul Heyman's still touching, having in touch with me every single week. These people, people would actually kill people to have this type of feedback that I have. So for me, I can't slow down anytime soon, and I will never slow down. I will always continue to work harder and harder, and I promise to all my fans, all my supporters, and all the people that maybe just have found out about me today on the podcast, I promise to always, work harder than everybody and always to, never let you guys down.
It's refreshing to see, like this comment said, an old school mindset. So many, you're actually, I thought you're great on the mic. And there's a lot of new wrestlers that come out today that they're either one or the other. They can't be both, or they have to work so much. And we were talking in the back before we came back that there's a little fatigue over here in the United States with the two bigger promotions. That they're tired of 20-minute people standing in the ring, no wrestling, paying $500 just for a regular show, not a big old pay-per-view event or PLE, whatever they call it now, and seeing guys mainly just stand in the ring and talk all the time. They want to see wrestling and they want to see a story told in the ring. And
Exactly.
That's why our next show is going to be about how the indie wrestling scene in the United States has exploded even more here recently, with people that say, you know what, I want to go see actual wrestling. I don't want to go spend $500 just to see 2 matches and then be done with it.
Yeah,
And,
I already
and
see it, a
then
whole bunch of run-ins and everything else. I know what you mean,
right. And
exactly.
yeah. And then it's so scripted that they can't work the crowd or can't work. A lot of people are my age, like to see and many people, young ones too, like to see a story told. They want to see hot spot after hot spot, and then all of a sudden it's a roll up 1, 2, 3, and I was like, that's what you pinned him on after guy got out of 12 high spots and jumping over and hitting with this and hitting with
Yeah,
that.
the headlock takeover finish or something like that. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
what you mean.
and if people haven't seen you wrestle that type of old school NWA, where you're telling a story. You take time, and you're not bound by a timing that people are upset. With the writers in WWE that you know this match has got to be 5 minutes 12 seconds. The referee's going to tell you got to be on point, and they're standing here waiting for that spot, and because it's so off, they're not it's over choreographed is what the fatigue is over here. That they want people calling the matches in the ring like they used to be and telling a story, interacting with the crowd. So with that build on to you, if somebody had to say what type of wrestler you are, what would you say to people? Would you put yourself in a box, or would you say you take old school and new school, and tell us about your finisher too?
I would say definitely. I've definitely a lot of old school wrestling in me, but of course I have some new influences. From what's going on these days. But for the most part, when I'm film studying for my own sake, I always like watching Dr. Death. I like watching Terry Gordy, Stan Hansen, Kento Kobashi, Misha Son. Like these people really set the foundation of strong style. And of course, since I'm working, every single month in Japan, those are the people I'm really studying, especially with Kotaro Suzuki's son. Just constant film where, these people did it, for much longer time than me, and set the foundation of high standards of having these crazy matches in front of 30,000 people, 1 hour matches, Steve Williams versus, Kento Kobashi versus Mitchell Son in an hour-long match where it's like they had 200 kickouts of, side suplexes and, Japanese style brain busters off the top rope. And once you see that these people laid the foundation out, for me, it just inspires me because these people have done it at such a high level for so long. It's the foundation. So it, it, it just gives you motivation to know that you can do it and that you could possibly get to that level if you work harder and harder every single day and not listen to the negative noise if it ever happens. And for my finisher right now, they're changing it up like most of the time, honestly, every week in Japan right now. It's going back and forth from, the BFD, which I had, the BFD Destroyer, which is basically like a back suplex where I fall down with him. They really like that. WWE. Samoa Joe came up and invented the finisher for me in WWE, so that was really really awesome. I used that in
Wow.
AEW, AAA, and once I got to Japan, they started seeing my finisher, and they actually like me using a Japanese sheer drop choke slam. So it's a very specific choke slam that people have to know how to take on the way down. And of course, it looks more dangerous. It looks more brutal. Uh, looks more gritty in my opinion, where it looks like he's almost dropping head first, but that's the whole point of the move. And I think they want to change my finish to a sheer drop, choke slam. So I think really with whatever Japan and Kotaro Suzuki and Mr. Suzuki, the president, whatever they want me to do, of course I'm going to do it because they've just given me such great opportunity after great opportunity. And they know what they're doing with me, and they know how to really really continue to develop me in ways that I never thought that were possible this fast. So I'm just so grateful, like I said, to have this big gold and just to defend it throughout Japan, with Mr. Vale support and Colin and everybody that's been just so tremendously nice but also supporting. It's just I don't know, I'm like I shake with like inspiration every day because I know I was made for this. I was born to do this.
Right. And Ethan's got a question. What you got, Ethan?
So it's kind of this is a one that'll go from Cam to Parker. So like you said, when you were wanting to introduce this belt, you had a couple false starts, and I think it's so refreshing for a company to say that and not just push a product like WWE. They just throw spaghetti on a wall like that, and that's where a lot of I'm old school when it comes to wrestling. And you watch this product now, there's no long term, there's no real story, but it's just whatever sticks for the month. And so being able to maybe push back and be like, let's pump the brakes on it, we're gonna get it right before we do it. It's a phenomenal mindset. Just keep that going, because that's just something that'll separate you from the atrocious storylines that are in some of these bigger markets right now. They're just terrible. But then you can have the vision to see a guy like Parker. Parker doesn't need to be Brock Lesnar. And it's refreshing that Parker's not trying to be Brock Lesnar. He's his own man with his own skill set and his own talent, which is phenomenal. Like you said, he moves so well for a guy his size. And he tells a story. Him only being 5 years deep, he's good on the mic, and the sky's the limit. And the proof is in the pudding for Parker with what's sitting on his shoulder. So just for Parker, keep doing what you're doing, brother, because you know what? You're a phenomenal athlete, phenomenal wrestler.
Thank you, Big Easy. I appreciate you, man.
And
Thank you,
for
man.
Cam, stay on that direction, brother, because you're doing some good things with I just wanted to say that, because just as an observer, I was a bigger wrestling fan prior 2005 back, and that's what Parker does well, and that's what it seems like you guys are doing well at OPW. So just good on you guys.
Yeah, no, thank you. Appreciate that. It's look, it's you got to be honest too, and go that these things do take a bit of time, bit of effort. Maybe occasionally, as I said, not pulling the right rein. So, there's enormous potential. And as I said, for me, it's pretty clear now there's so many great international talent. That's going to help me with my Australian talent. And we need people that are going to bring integrity to what we do. And as I said, guys like Parker and Shanky and others are doing that. But yeah, look, there's too much in wrestling. You've got to be on in any sport, right? If you're a promoter or an owner, you have to be honest. It's easy to correct mistakes, and it's and as I said, no one gets anything 100% right. So keep plugging ahead, keep pushing ahead is the key. You make something wrong, you own up to it, you get on with it. You don't dwell on it either. So I think we've found our path now, which is really good. And excited for what's next. But again, for me, it's clear that it's the talent that are aspiring to be at the next level. And if I can help make that, the best thing that we could do is Parker goes on, he's back at one of the big companies, and we're seen as going, hey, you want to wrestle with us, because that's where you're going to. That's what's going to get you to the next level. Because then I can just keep building and building around great talent. So yeah, it's appreciate the words, the support, and it's as I said, it's a journey. You can't always get it right.
Right. And adding on top of that, when you asked Parker, what kind of wrestler do you want to be? It's up to him to do that, but it's also very importantly up to the promoter, up to the organization that allows you to be the wrestler you want to be. And that's where Ken's genius and authenticity comes into play.
Right.
It's easy, Colin. I get the wrestlers. If I think they're the right talent, you tell me what you want to do. You tell me how. I'm not. As I said, I've come from other sports and other sectors, so I obviously have followed wrestling all my life. But the talent, I think, and you guys have acknowledged, Parker on the mic. The talent are smarter and more professional maybe than they've been given credit for, so they can help drive the narrative of what makes them look good, what's a good match, good opponents, all that sort of stuff. So, I think the talent will drive any successful promotion. That's the reality. It's two key things: talent and fans. And if the talent are driving the promotion, the fans are enjoying and getting behind it, the rest of it is, we're the machine that brings it together. But it's all about talent and fans. That's the key to this model.
For me personally, I'm ready to see Parker squash Roman Reigns in a championship match. I'm good on that. I'm ready for
I'm not sure you've got the budget to bring Colin on the show, but I don't know if I've got the budget to bring Ryan. Although we are Oceania and we do, we have connections in Samoa and Tonga, so maybe that's the way to make this happen, right? WWE's not going to Samoa next week, so I can.
Hey, it's the way the universe works. You just got to plant the seed.
Yeah, that's a good idea. See, you've got to listen. 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 1 mouth. Try and get in that proportion. If you're a promoter, you're doing well.
And that's the amazing thing about Cam as well, guys, is that a lot of these stories and storylines and things like that, he listens even to me. For instance, who would be a great matchup for a potential world championship? Who's out there in the Indies and things like how we're going to spin it. I don't have 40 years in the wrestling industry and booking and things like that. But even someone like myself, Cam will listen to. What makes sense?
Good ideas,
Mr. Vale, real professional booker.
No, it's not that hard. Like if you're a boss and you've obviously got to make the final decisions and accountability, but good ideas can come from everywhere. And you really, as I said, if you listen and watch as an owner, a promoter, whatever, you know what you want to do at the macro. But great things can come from anywhere. I think it's meant to be a creative industry, isn't it? So let the creativity come through, then you make the decisions when you need to make the decisions, right?
Yeah. Parker, when you were growing up, what wrestling did you watch? What promotion did you watch? What did you grow up in?
Well, growing up, I was always American football. That was, my sport. And when I did watch wrestling, my dad would show me old clips of wrestling. So it wouldn't be like modern of when I was watching in like 2010 or 2005. It was Mid-South with Junkyard Dog, Ric Flair, like really old school charismatic characters that my dad loved and grew up watching. Because my dad, I was born in Louisiana too, but he was raised in Louisiana. And so they would catch the Mid-South channel in Louisiana, and that would be, he would be fiending and just trying to do all of his moves on his brothers and his family. And, that's where I really, started watching just like the basics of wrestling, Junkyard Dog, and finding out these really charismatic characters that, were bigger than life. And, they ultimately did that at a very, very early, start, and, at a high platform as well, obviously with Ric Flair. That was my one guy back then that was like, wow, this dude is just incredible on the mic. And obviously his in-ring work was just incredible as well, and just so unique in every way, and obviously related to the audience in so many ways and connected to the audience. And obviously his passion showed possibly every single time he was in the ring ever. So just seeing that passion, that was my first kind of seeing of pro wrestling. And then once I was starting to get recruited by, WWE, early on, I was getting recruited by Jared Briscoe, Paul Heyman, and Jim Ross. And that first started when I was 15, 16 years old. Specifically, when I got an Oklahoma Sooner offer, that's when Jim Ross started hitting me up, because he's a huge Oklahoma Sooner fan. And so it wasn't like him recruiting me to WWE at that point, but it was him like, go Sooners, go Sooners, like message me like little stuff like that. And once it was senior year of high school, I was narrowing down the schools, and I think it was like Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Alabama, Florida, these big schools. And Jim Ross messaged me. He's like, have you ever thought about, WWE? And I think you would be a great fit there. I think that you would be a great, athletic monster. And obviously, in my brain, I was still, football, football, football. And once I took one little, you know, break in football in college, it was my last year in college. I was doing really well. I never gave up a sack in college. I was either going to come back to declare for another year in UCF and then go to the draft, or I was going to declare for the NFL draft. So a
Right.
lot of people weren't expecting. I mean, honestly, I don't even think my family was expecting me to go to college football straight to WWE. I think that was like a huge shock to everybody. Um, and like I said earlier, it was great to have those Brock Lesnar comparisons. I've had that when I was like 15, 16 years old. That's great. But after over 10, 11, 12 years of being compared to, I'm not Brock. I'm the one and only Parker Boudreaux. I appreciate the comparisons, but I'm my own beast, and I think that's what a lot of people in Japan are seeing now. He has his own style. He's his own beast. Um, he's obviously physically like height and weight like Brock, but everything else, way different. Different people as well. So for me, man, it's been just such an amazing time. Doing pro wrestling, what I love as a job. It's everything in my life. Like this is what I live for, and to go straight from UCF into the WWE, at the biggest platform. I got to learn from Coach Bloom, of course, Shawn Michaels, Fit Finley, Norman Smiley. I had such a great foundation of the basics of learning wrestling, and I think that's what helped me out tremendously. Obviously, starting with WWE, and then when I got to AEW, that was much different. More character, openness, more traveling every weekend to live arenas, because in NXT you're kind of at that same arena every Tuesday. So traveling every weekend, getting into those big arenas for 2 years with AEW. I still had a lot of amazing mentorship there. Mark Henry, The Big Show, Chris Jericho, Swerve Strickland. All these people were helping me out every single day, inside the ring, outside the ring, in film. And when you're so new like that, that foundation of coaching and that mentorship means everything, because that's the basics of what you're learning when you're getting to the company. And it just means a lot to me, man. And then when I got to AAA, I forgot to touch on this earlier. When I got to AAA, obviously it's a luchador style, which is amazing. But I think the number one thing that helped me out in Mexico for a year, I was with Jeff Jarrett, Satnam Singh with Team USA. We won over 2 Triple Manias down there. And I think what really like changed me down there was my promo work. Jeff Jarrett, he would obviously, everybody knows Jeff Jarrett has like so much passion when he does promos, especially in Mexico. He kind of takes things a little too far sometimes, but um, that was like me finally seeing how to connect with the audience in promos, how to relate to the audience, how to show that passion and resilience into promos. And I think that's what really helped me out the most in Mexico was getting in front of that promos, getting inside the ring, cutting promos in front of 30,000 people, they're throwing beer at you, they're going crazy. I think that's
Great.
what really helped me get, better on the
I
mic.
got you. I got you. We got about 5 minutes with you guys, but Cam's got to get going. Before you get going, I wanted to say thank you for so much for taking an hour with us. I
Thank you, sir.
appreciate it. Let everybody know where they can find OPW before you get out of here.
Yeah, so at OPW Live is where you'll find us on all the socials, and then at Oceania Pro Wrestling on YouTube, you'll find us. Yeah, sorry, I've got an important date with my wife. I have to meet. So
Yay.
for lunch. So I appreciate the time. Really love what you guys are doing. Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing, brother.
Thank you to Colin.
Thank you, Mr. Vale.
We wouldn't be
Always.
at this point without you guys. So just say nice things about me when I leave.
We'll do that. You thanks, sir. Appreciate it, sir. And OPW will wish much success to you. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much. Everybody, give him a applause.
So, random quick question, Parker.
Yeah.
Does that make you a Saints fan?
No, I mean, naturally, a lot of people think that, but honestly, I think looking back at it, I always liked college football more than NFL. I don't know why. I don't know if it was like the passion they had for it, or like when people get to the NFL, maybe they get a little complacent when they get the $1 million contract. But when I played college football, I wasn't getting paid like all these buddies do now. They get millions
I'll
of
just say the
dollars with NIL.
NIL.
Yeah, yeah. And I was like a year or two right before they changed that. So it was really for the passion. Like we weren't getting paid. It was just for the grind of it, everything. So I think looking back at it, I don't know. I don't know how it is now, of course, with NIL but back then it was like people just, it was the passion, for college football and then NFL. Like I was always, I really wanted to start for D1, and then once I started D1 and did really well, and then I took that little break from college football. I was like, wait, pro wrestling's almost just as physical. Like you could inspire even more people. It's worldwide. It's not just you. Like football is mainly USA. It's really big, obviously, probably biggest in USA. But it's not like every single country in the world. I mean, almost like a pro wrestling. I went to India. They're massive fans of India. There's Australia. Mexico, Japan. Um, it's just with pro wrestling, it's just a whole nother level of, you can have a longer career, you can inspire more people, you can inspire more kids, you could have, um, I don't know. For me, it was like a no-brainer once I finally saw the behind the scenes of pro wrestling. I was like, wow, I wish I got into it earlier. I mean, I was like, wow, man.
It definitely is crazy that the NFL is going to Australia this year. That's wild.
It is, and I think there might be, they want to go to Japan too, I think.
Yeah.
So before we get out of there, we'll get with Parker, then we'll go to Colin. Parker, what's next for where you're at, who you're wrestling next, and how can people see your next match? Can you let us know that so that we can?
Of course, man. I try to
and,
always
and your
upload my
social
stuff, even
people
if
can follow you.
Okay, yeah. I mean, even if people are just now figuring out about me today on this podcast, I'll always start, posting my matches on social media, YouTube, Instagram. But with my GLEAT work, it's always going to be on YouTube. I have a sold out show in Tokyo in two days, so I have intense training. And 2 hours from now with Kotaro Suzuki for 4 hours, and then tomorrow another 4 hours with him, and then we have a sold out show the next day. And next day after that, we have training. Next day after that, we fly to Sapporo, which is northern Japan. We have a sold out show in Sapporo. After that show, we drive over to super small town Tamakoroko, and it's about an hour away from Sapporo. We have a sold out show the next day, and then we head back to Tokyo for some dojo training. And I think I'm dojo training for 3-4 days, and then I head back to the USA. So it's nonstop grind. It's I think a lot of course you guys know this, but a lot of the USA buddies, I mean, man, the strong style is brutal, and I love it. I love strong style, and I'm just living, breathing pro wrestling every day, man. It's a great honor.
What is I always ask this of wrestlers and stuff. You're holding a belt that looks like a championship. It looks like a world title. I've always knocked these belts that look like a billboard for the promotion, like the WWE championship. It's got the big WWE. When you win titles and whatever, do you have a what's your thought on that? I always like to pick wrestlers when they think about wrestling belts, and you go into a promotion, you're looking at their belts, like, man, that's not a world title. I think, back in the old days, especially the NWA and WWE, WWF back in there, they had titles that looked like a world champion, and it made you feel like a world champion. What's your sense about championship belts and what they like, what they look like? I know they're just props to you, but do you feel that a championship belt needs to look like a title belt?
For sure. I mean, ever since, acquiring the big gold belt, this is the real deal. I mean, even when you put it on your shoulder, just have it in the legendary suitcase and the legendary cover of it. It just gives you that, I've had multiple titles before this, and that's amazing. It's a great, but to have the real big gold belt, $20,000, real gold, the best belt to the best wrestler that's not signed to WWE. I mean, you could literally right when you
Oh no!
under your skin, you could feel it. You could feel it immediately. It's almost like it's like a drug or something. You put it on your body, and you instantly get more motivated and inspired. So it's I don't know, man. This is the real deal. I've had multiple belts before this, but this actually, it's the real deal. I mean, I put, go through the airport. I go through Japan. Everybody's like Sugoi, Sugoi, like which means like, oh my god, like wow, like what is that? You know what I mean? Like you are the champion. So I don't know. This belt is incomparable to anything I've ever had so far because this is the real deal. Like some companies, of course, in the USA, they'll have belts where it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be marketing it that too much. But with this, you want to be wearing it every day. You want to be showing it off. You want to be having it on the social media. You want to be flaunt. It's not like I'm cocky or anything, but it's like you want to have that confidence of, I am the champ. Like nobody's gonna take this from me. Like this is what I've been working for. Like so for me, man, this is incomparable to anything I've ever had before.
Right. We got about 1 minute left with Colin. What's the feeling you got, and to know that Parker was the one who earned the title shot and won it? How do you feel that of Parker being that first champion of the CRUMRINE C4 Big Gold? And what's your take on? Got a couple minutes left with you. What's your take on Parker winning it?
Yep, no, there's no better person to do it. And I just want to tell you, Parker, this $20,000, fair enough. We use it from Ric Flair's debut. His line is $20,000 gold, right. Silver, diamonds, and rubies, yep. Right? But it's you,
kayfabe people.
That's right, and you're the one, Parker, that's actually gonna make it worth $20,000 and even higher and priceless, because where you take it, where the bout goes, where it's going to be competed for, what hands are going to hold that and compete for it. Let's say, right, you fight Kenny Omega for it, or you fight Daniel Bryan, or you fight Roman Reigns, or you fight the best of the best for it. But at the end of that life, of the competition life of that belt, right, it's going to be worth way more than $20,000. It'll be priceless. And that's you, Parker. You're the one putting the value into that belt. And you've raised my belts, and you've raised everyone who owns a C4. You've raised the profile of what we own. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Colin. Thank you, Colin. No, I appreciate you. We're locked in forever, man. I appreciate you forever.
Ethan, you got one more for Parker?
No, man. I just from California, brother. You got a huge fan over here. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Man. Thank you, man.
Keep doing what you're doing, man. Just keep on your path. Don't let others dictate where you should go, man. You're doing your thing, and like I said, the proof is in the pudding with what's on your shoulder. And that's the course. That's the course you should take, and man, just sky's the limit, brother. I'm ready to see you versus Roman WrestleMania 55.
Thank you.
Somebody asked how real quick. We'll go through a couple, and these are rapid fire shots from here. Somebody asked, how old were you, Parker?
Right now, or when WWE?
Right now.
28. 28
years old. And somebody asked also, what is your favorite belt design? I guess it's going to be the CRUMRINE, right?
The big, CRUMRINE big gold belt right now. What I'm holding right now. I mean, Jesus, it doesn't get much better than this, man.
And then the last question I got is, where can people buy your merch, support you, buy some signed autographs, some stuff? Do you have anywhere that people could go for some merch for you? Because I definitely want to get some merch or something signed.
Oh man, that's actually I released my new merch for t-shirts, hoodies, and stuff about a month ago, and it's sold out. So I actually have to re-upload all my new merch on my website and open it up again. So I think, honestly, I'm hoping to reopen it by the end of this week. So really, I mean, this next upcoming week, maybe by Thursday or Friday, my website will be back up with a whole bunch of new merch and everything. So I'll make sure to have the Pokemon cards and everything on there as well.
Yeah, for the show, we'd like to get something and give away on the show for somebody. So I'd like to buy some stuff from your show. And
I'll send you something, man. I'll send you something for sure. No doubt.
Okay, we'd like to get an autographed copy or something.
Yeah, I'll give you guys that and a Pokemon card, man. Or I mean, a T-shirt too. Yeah, of course, man. You guys are awesome.
We definitely.
When you give us the website, we'll post up when your merch goes live. So you'll throw it up there. So we'll do that for you.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man.
If you would send that to Colin, and Colin can get it to me, because I know you don't use Facebook Messenger or communicate that way. he said you communicated on another way, right?
Yeah, I
That's
mean, yeah, I'm actually building my Facebook a little bit more too, especially since we're in the big gold belt. You know, I've gotten, it's not like I have a massive following on there, but I've gotten over, I think, 11,000 followers in the last, and I just started it like 5 or 6 months ago. So, building it pretty good on Facebook. So I'll be posting it, you know, try to post everything on there as well, because I know a lot of people are on Facebook.
We'll get up with you and do that, and then like I said, we want to buy some stuff when you get it up. So when you get that stuff, when you get that, what was? Do you remember the website? What was it called originally?
BParkerBoudreaux.com. So I'll
The
be opening it
Parker
back up this week. Yes,
Boudreaux,
sir.
theparkerboudreaux.com, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right, guys, got to keep checking that. I want you to support the guy that's out there holding our belt, holding the one that everybody knows and loves, the CRUMRINE. There it is. Ethan's got it, holding it up right there.
Send him a
Ethan,
friend
show it a little
request
bit.
right there.
Hold it up
Send
again.
a friend
There you
request
go.
right there. Got it up there. There you go.
Go. Let's go.
You'll know it's got the 22-inch pythons up there, so you got to make sure that you got to show everybody that one. I love what you do. I love your wrestling. I love your size. I love everything about you, man. So we're supporting you. Hopefully we can get you over here in the United States soon. And all these guys here that are just going crazy in the chat, loving you that you're the champ. And I can say, Colin, they picked no better guy than this guy to be the first to hold the new C4 or Ortiz CRUMRINE Big Gold. It's a pleasure. You've joined us, and we can't wait to. There you go. You got a lot of people that support you over here in the U.S., and we're going to be waiting and watching. And we know bigger things are letting in WWE, AEW. You better nab this guy up before
Keep on knocking.
Japan Pro Wrestling nabs him up and keeps him over there. We got to keep our own over here now. Come on, let's do something.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Kev, Ethan, Colin, man. You guys are awesome, man. I'm very grateful, and I promise, like I said, I promise to always keep working harder and harder.
I appreciate it. Parker, Colin, we thank you so much for coming on. I'm going to let Parker get out of here. Colin, you got one more minute with us?
It's all right. Thank you,
all
Parker.
Right. Guys, man.
Parker, thanks so much.
Peace out, brother.
Beat him down. Parker, the global champion. He is the big dog, and he's out there holding it down. Parker is the man. Make sure you check him out in OPW, all his socials. Support this guy. This guy is representing a belt that each one in this belt community love. We love the CRUMRINE Big Gold. And Colin, I want to give you 30 seconds to wrap up anything that you want to tell for people and anything else coming forward for people to know.
I just want to thank you guys. There's always something coming. Yeah, just want to let you know.
Not done yet, Jeff.
Parker's only had 3 hours sleep in the last 5 days.
I can imagine.
So that's what you can see. You know, he's working his butt off. I can't thank him enough. And yeah, it's fate that Parker is going to be the real. Oh, he is the real world champion at the moment. You know, and yeah, and I hope all you guys who went on the journey with us, or all you guys here on the journey with us, where the big gold has, how it started, how we brought it back, and now it's back in wrestling. So that's all got to do with all you guys. You've all had a role to play in this, and I thank you all for it. Thanks.
I appreciate that so much. Big Easy, got anything for him before we go with him?
No, again, congratulations, brother, because you know we know the hard work you've put through this belt and the trials and tribulations. So you just deserve a congratulations, man. Sit back, take a drink, and have a sip, and just enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Thank you. Thanks, Ethan, and thanks, Kevin. I really appreciate you guys.
Love you, buddy.
Cheers.
You're always welcome on the program. So you got anything new, just let us know. And whenever you want to send me some more free $10,000, $20,000 belts, just let me know. We love you, buddy. You've done it, man. You're on top of the world. We'll see you later. Thanks, and best wishes to you over there. Have a great day, man.
Cheers, mate. Thanks, guys.
Hey, brother.
Colin, owner of C4 Belts. How about that, huh? How about that?
Bro, how good was that?
He's awesome. He's awesome. We've got another surprise coming up here for you. Yeah. Throw him in there. Tell him he's great. Send him messages. Do him up right. You've got to go. And if you're interested in getting yourself a big gold belt, I'm losing it here a little bit. Ethan, you know what I got to do?
That's all right. So
tell them where they got to go.
Go to c4authenticbelts.com. Hit up Colin. He'll get you an authentic big gold belt, just like the one strapped over Parker's shoulder. And it's one of those things. This is the second life to C4, man. This is big things coming. This is big things doing. It's hard work. It's dedication. People can say what they want and do what they want, but to be the man, you got to beat the man, or at least go to Authentic C4 Belts and buy it.
Absolutely. They got to do that at c4authenticbelts.com. Ethan, tell them where they can catch this great show at.
Bro, we're doing good things. We're making our ways. Check out us on the broadcast on YouTube, the Broadcast Podcast on YouTube. Check out me and Stone Cold Steve Wilson as we talk about whatever we want, because that's what we do. Every other Tuesday, check us out. Bro, you can go to Instagram and check us out at Double Drop Kick Podcast. Check out all the ins and outs when the shows are coming, what we're doing. Dav Network, all over Double Drop Kick Podcast on the X. Man, Kev loves the X. He loves everything about the X. But then if you want to, submit a belt pick, you want to be part of the show, you want to do something, hit us up on Facebook. Go to Double Drop Kick Podcast and hit us up on Facebook, and we'll see what we can do to make it happen.
Absolutely. You guys know that we've worked hard to build this program. We thank you so much, all you guys, for your support and everything everything that you guys have done for us. We're excited about this, and excited for all the things that are coming future wise with the program. So stay tuned. The Dav Network is putting the work. We've got new things coming all down the pipe. But also, you got to check out Spanning the Globe Podcast. They are great. Andy, Richard, Mark, and Ben do a wonderful job every Thursday night. Just check out their show last night, which was a great show again. Check them out every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, on the Wide World of Belts YouTube page. Check them out. Hey, if you're in need,
let's get them to their 500 subs.
What's that?
I said, let's get them to their 500 subs.
Gotcha, because they're going to give away a free belt when they do. Also, if you're needing a re-leather, check out Marked Leather on Facebook. Marked Leather by Mark Maggard. He's got a few openings. Hit him up if you need a re-leather. He's one of the best around, and he does a great job at lacing. He's one of the best in that. Also, you got to check out a great podcast on Tuesday nights called Talking Wrestling with Pond Monitor Dave and Amy. He'll be on our show in a couple of weeks, talking the fire that's going on with indie wrestling. He's a big referee, as you know. Check them out, as well as Amy that's on there. She's the queen of the Iron Anderson fan club. So you got to always check her out. Check out Stephen Hammer, his wrestling belt reviews. And also check out another great group on Facebook, Championship Figure Brothers. Any figures that you like, go ahead and post them up there. They're for any figures that you got, any great figure pictures, post them up there. It's always a good place. We have a segment that we've been doing here lately, and it's a fun little segment with, who could it be? Who's coming on with us? And that's what we're getting ready to do right now. That's right, we're doing it. Hey man, I'm trying to hang in. I did it as long as I could without the O2. I had to put it on. I appreciate that. Yes, absolutely. Give Colin all your support on there. Yeah. Ben, how you doing?
Pump Parker's Facebook up, man. Send him his invites, man. Give that guy some flowers, man. That guy's working. That guy is working.
Yep, get a free belt. You can't rate it. So you gotta create all those accounts, get a free belt, and do it. You know, we were wanting to bring this guest on a couple times, and we've had some things get mixed up in the way, but ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program. A good friend, a good watcher of the program, good supporter, a good belt hobby collector, and he's got something that we're going to show off. Who is it going to be? Let's see now. Hey, how's it going, buddy? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. How you guys doing?
Yeah, hey, I'm on late. That's okay. We're glad you're here, Ben. Good to see you.
Same here, man. Can't wait.
Yeah, you are. Because this guy, what did you recently purchase from who? And we're going to show the pictures of it right here, right now. We're going to get it on.
I made either the best or the worst purchase I could, and I got myself a butterfly robe from the legendary Karen McDaniel.
Yes, you did. And we're going to put it up here right now. If I can get it to come on the... Where's it at? Why isn't it popping up? There it is. Yeah, look at that big boy. So
it is so amazing to see that every day.
Yeah, it's that's an iconic belt, the butterfly robe. So what made you choose this robe?
You know what happened is that Colin got the jungle robe, and I saw him posting it on Instagram, and I was like, man, that is amazing. It would be so great to have a freaking robe. And in January, I had probably a few bourbon and cokes, and then I messaged Colin, and then I messaged Karen, and before you know it, I was $15,000 in debt, and I got myself a robe and a C4 belt. And I couldn't be happier, and it's been amazing ever since.
That's incredible. It's the most iconic belt there is. Is that what led you to choosing out of all the robes that he has?
You know, I really wanted the jungle robe, honestly, because I wanted the jungle robe to go with the C4, because in 1986, Flair debuted the big gold with the jungle robe, and I really wanted the jungle robe. And I contacted Karen McDaniel, and I was like, hey, I really want the jungle robe. And she told me. And then we started talking, and she's like, you know what, Matt? She's like, I can do a jungle robe for what you want. And I was like, you know what? The butterfly robe is the second best robe. Let's go ahead and start, and let's do that. But let's do it and try to get it done for WrestleMania/WrestleCon here in Las Vegas. And let's bring it out and have Flair sign it at WrestleCon. And she was 100% on board, and it's been amazing. And Karen, I love her so much. She has been an amazing friend, and it worked out amazingly.
She's awesome. Now you have a C4 too, don't you?
Yes, I do. I contacted Colin that same day I contacted Karen, and I said, Colin, let's work something. Let's get a C4 going. Let's get it done. Let's get Ric Flair to see it. Let's have Ric Flair sign it at WrestleCon. And Colin was 100% on board. He's like, Matt, I got you. We will make it happen. And Ric Flair saw my C4 as his first C4, and then he had two other C4s either that day or the next day to get signed at WrestleCon.
Oh,
So
wow. Really? What did he say when you showed him your belt? Did he have anything? He's like, I've seen the C4 and this is the best. And
no. Okay, so let me tell you, I'm standing
Tell
in
me.
line with Karen. All right, and Karen is
She's
Wahoo
awesome.
she's
Yes.
Wahoo McDaniel's widow, and I'm
Right.
standing in line with Karen. And Ric Flair leans over, and he sees Karen, and he calls Karen up, and there's probably like 30 or 40 people in line. And Karen goes up and she's talking to Ric Flair. And then Karen's like, Matt, come on up. And I just
No.
cut 40 or 50 people. And I pull out the C4, I pull out the robes, and Ric Flair told me that the belt looked exactly like it did brand new in February of 1986. And then I pulled out the robes, and Ric Flair said, "You know what? This robe looks. Is this my robe?"
Oh,
And
really?
Karen was like, "No, it's not your robe. These are his robes." So, but it was amazing. Karen was so amazing the entire time there. I couldn't have been happier. It was like make a wish for me. And Karen was without a doubt the most famous person at WrestleCon that no one knew.
Yeah, look at this. That robe is absolutely stunning. Matthew is a great guy. I love how it is
Perfect.
displayed. Are you by it now? Is it in the room with you that you are now?
Yeah, I'm sitting up in the wrestling loft right now, and
So give us
and
an
I
up.
see it every day.
Yeah, let's get up close. We got the pictures here, but can you turn your camera so we can get an up close view of it?
Let me see.
Ethan, what do you think of this one?
Dude, it's perfect. The robes, I mean, iconic.
Oh, he hit the wrong button.
Oh no.
He hit the wrong button. He'll be right back. We'll get him right back on here. He'll be right back.
But again, it's iconic. It's you got a C4 and a Wahoo McDaniel's, Karen McDaniel's robe. I mean, that's how do you top
There
that?
he is. Yeah, you can. You can just turn your phone and we'll be able. Oh, there we go. We got it. We're gonna highlight you. Hold on one second here. Look at there.
Oh yeah! Like I said, just looking at it every day, dude. It's unbelievable to see that. And Karen and we're already talking about a robe for next year for the gathering. And like I said, I couldn't be happier to see that every day. You know, it's not something that I'm going to wear, but it's something that I want to look at. And then when my boys come over, they see the Ric Flair robe and they're wooing and they're saying, you know, it's easier to get on than it is to get off. You can't beat that, dude.
Yeah, where did he sign it at? Can you walk up a little closer and show us where he signed it? He signed it on the.
It's on the tag on the inside.
Okay. I got you. No worries. Can you walk up on that nature and show how great she is in the detail? Look at all that work, guys. Look at all that work that she does into putting these belts. That's why she's the best. I mean, she's done things for Rick Rude. She's done things for Ric Flair. She's done things
for Tully Blanchard.
Yeah,
but it's as accurate as you can get today. I mean, a lot of this stuff is not available today as it was in 1984. You know, the fabric, the patterns, the everything. So she will give you the best that you can get for 2026.
That's got to weigh at least 17, 15 pounds.
I want to say that it's probably like 25 pounds, you know.
So when it came, like, we got to know, did you put it on? I mean, you've had to put it on, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, you had to wear it once.
Oh, I've worn it a couple times.
And when you put it on, did you?
Karen told me to woo. Karen told me to woo.
I mean, I'm looking at it. And I'm like, I mean,
and it comes with a certificate of authenticity from Karen McDaniel. I don't know if I can.
I believe she did. I'm not sure. she's in here. She can be able to tell you. That's awesome too. What you get with it.
But this is the closest thing we can get to the original that sold for $100 and something $1,000.
Right.
And most people we can't afford that. So $8, $10, $12,000 robe, if that's as close as I can get to Ric Flair, then it's worth it.
Yeah, I like the ones that Tully had, the little more laid back ones that are just the robe and just a little bit of stones on it. I'd love to have one of those. Her craftsmanship is unlike any other. It is absolutely.
And what people don't understand is that a lot of people think that just Olivia Walker made all of Ric Flair's robe, but
nope.
Karen's made robes for Ric Flair for many years, and to have someone, make the robe in the same tradition and the same means that was made in 1977, 1983, 1986, whatever. I mean, you can't beat that, dude. I mean, like I said, when Ric Flair saw this robe, he thought it was one of his, and him seeing Karen. I mean, he's known Karen since 1977 or so.
Yeah. Well, anybody who knows thinking of it, so I'm going to say it. Has it taken a ride on Space Mountain yet?
No, I am a single divorcee, and so that's probably why I have all this stuff, dude.
Show up your collection. Let's see your little collection there. What you got over there?
I love that Warrior Rick Rude poster, man.
I'm sorry, Ethan. So what you got?
I said I love that Warrior Rick Rude poster.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So mostly classic shields. I mean,
you can't beat them. Beautiful belt. Terrible wait time, but beautiful belts. You can't beat that. You love them big golds.
Yeah. I mean, big golds and winged eagles.
The big eagle down there.
I just ordered we got like some pictures and stuff like that, but I just ordered the Elite Classic Shields Big Gold.
Mm-hmm.
So
you gotta give Pinfall a try. You will be blown away as somebody that owns a CS. Mini CSs. When I got what Pinfall did and his leather, I'm telling you, you'll be absolutely blown away when you're at half the cost too. That boot is incredible, both of them. You got a beautiful collection of stuff, man.
It's not bad. I'm still small time, when people have Reggies and J Mars and Millikins. I don't have any of that, but I think I'm doing pretty good for who I am.
Somebody that have those, nobody knows the difference when they're looking. They've looked at Mal Reggie's and they'll look at the C4s and the others and be like, they look the same. People don't know that. You collect what you love, and
I collect what I can get.
Yeah, and the pricing is getting outrageous with some of those. Your collection is absolutely stunning and beautiful, and that's what I tell people. See, he loves these 3 certain belts, and you can see it, right, Ethan? You can see the belts that he loves. He didn't ask anybody what collect. That's what I tell everybody. Collect what you love. Like he's with those Wingies and whatever. How many, Ethan, tell him, how many NWA TV titles do I have?
Dude, you got a lot.
Well, I'm a product of the 80s and 90s. So NWA, WCW, WWF, not WWE, so I get what I like and what I grew up with. I had the Honky Tonk Man sign my red logo, WFIC, and the Honky Tonk Man thought it was a legit freaking WWF. And then Arn Anderson signed my NWA TV, and he said, "Is this a Crockett original?" And I was like, "No, it's a reproduction." And he's like, "Well, this looks better than the one that I carried." So, I said, Karen gave me so much FaceTime with all these guys at WrestleCon. I must have spent hours with Manny Fernandez and the Rock and Roll Express, Greg Valentine, all these guys. And I just listened to stories and stories. Just listen to Ricky and Robert talk about Rock and Roll Express, and Manny Fernandez talk about, just his time with Dusty Rhodes and his tag team with Rick Rude. Dude,
Right.
I like I said, it was like make a wish for me, dude. I couldn't be happier, and it was all because of Karen McDaniel.
That's awesome. Let's give a shout out to her for that. That's awesome.
But if anyone is considering a robe, contact Karen McDaniel. She will do anything she can to work with you on payments, on pricing, on delivery. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. It is a lifetime. Just, it's amazing, man. You couldn't ask for anything better, and it sets you apart from everyone else in just the regular
Yes, it
belt
does.
collection.
Yep.
When you have a robe, you're working with your way up.
Yeah, and you won't say it, but we're gonna say it for you.
Last but not least, I don't want to say I told you so. I don't want to blow our own horn, but toot, toot.
Toot that horn there, Matthew.
Yeah.
You've been a great guy to talk to on the stuff, and you've been a supporter of DDK, and we're glad that you got this belt. I hope it brings you as much happiness, and that's what this hobby is all about. Too many people argue over metal and leather. Get what you want, pay for what you want, afford, make a budget, do what you want, and enjoy it. Because when you look at that, like you're lounging right now, you got the on your leather couch in that room, and when you look over there, all those memories come back as a kid who you watched it with, who was in the room with you, all those memories. That's what this does for us. That's what this does for Ethan and all you guys watching. That's what it's about. Don't worry about who says it's best at this or better at that, or you should get this. Get what you want, right?
Exactly. And I mean, a lot of people can't afford, Reggie's or J Mars or Millikins. Get what you can. Get pictures. Get freaking boots. Get replica trunks. Get whatever you can to make you happy, man. An 8x10 might be $60, and I tell you what, man, it really, sets your space up more than not having it. So, so
You got somebody here
get what you want.
Got somebody here saying, can you see the comment there?
Oh man, I tell you what, man, it's just amazing seeing these people, man. I tell you what, I've only been doing this for a certain amount of time. I started very small with just WWE shop belts, and I mean, my first belt was, I think, in 2023 from a guy named Harry Pedro, and it just opened up, this whole collection that I got, and this hole in my pocket. And I couldn't thank Harry and everybody else for what they've done to me. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. We're glad you got it. I'm appreciative that you decided to come and show it on our show. That's what it's all about. That's what this hobby is about. And surround yourself with good makers. You got to surround yourself with good people. It's good for your health. It's good for your mental health.
it is. It goes a long way, man.
Yeah,
It goes a long way. When I'm 48 years old, I'm a retired Master Sergeant in the United States Air Force, and these things right here are what make me happy. So do what makes you happy. If you need to talk to your family and say, hey, look, man, this is what I need. This is what I want. It's nothing personal, but it makes me happy, and just move forward, man. And the people in this hobby, they are very, very knowledgeable, very considerate. Ask them questions. I mean, I have no problem just messaging someone up and just saying, hey, dude, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And they'll be open and honest with you, man. So it's great.
Biggie, you got anything for him?
No, I mean, like I said, just enjoy the hobby. Learn, if you're new to the hobby, learn to ignore the mouthpieces.
Yep.
Because there's a lot of mouths.
Yeah.
That spew a lot of non-substance. So just steer clear, do what you do. Fantastic collection, Matthew.
Hey, I appreciate it, guys. I'm a big fan of both you guys. Kevin, like I said, I've been watching you, and Ethan, I've been watching you guys for several freaking years, and I'm just glad to be part of this. So
that's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So we gotta get you on here one time to talk some more wrestling, then, huh?
Hey, I'll be here anytime, man.
Before we get you going, who was your favorite wrestler growing up?
Now, my favorite wrestler growing up was the Nature Boy Ric Flair, man.
There you go.
You can't beat him, man.
And your all-time favorite belt?
It has to be the big gold.
There it is. You can't beat it, man. Can't beat it. Matthew,
So-
I appreciate your time. We're so happy you've got what you want. I'm envious of that beautiful robe. I hope it brings you a lot of joy. And don't be afraid to put it on, man. That's what it's all about. But it's beautiful, and we're happy for you. And congratulations on getting it. And thank you for bringing us in and sharing some memories with us and sharing this awesome story of how you got it. Congratulations to that, and thanks for coming on DDK, man.
Hey, once again, thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Ethan. Love you guys to death, and I'll be here whenever you guys you want some more information, and if you guys need any filler, man.
Awesome. We got to bring Matthew on next time we discuss a pay-per-view. We'll bring you on. How about that?
I'll be here, man.
100%.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, the owner of another butterfly belt, Matthew T.
Appreciate
and
it,
give you a
guys.
salute out.
Thank you,
Take care,
brother.
buddy. Have a great night, man.
You too, man. Thank you.
How cool is that?
Dude, awesome
How
collection.
cool is that? What beautiful and that's what I love about it. People ask me, why do you got so many belts? Why you got so many of the same belt and that same this and the same that? That's because the belt I like, and I always liked it when he turned it around and he had all those winged eagles and all those big goals. That was awesome. That was awesome. We only have one more thing to get into, but you got your book from Karen. Have you been reading it?
I have not started yet. I'm going to start though. Got to sit next to the bed. Every time I hit the bed, I end up old manning it out.
It's great when you get through it. It'll be great. But we got a alert coming in, man. See, they're already hacking, trying to let this one was personal because this was my pictures that they're stealing. So you go message these guys, tell them what a piece of crap they are. Go report them everywhere. Go report them to Facebook. Report them everywhere that you know where to report them, and message them and just be a pain in the tail and share this info. I think I've posted it in some scammer groups. I put it in Wide World of Belts, but these guys right here, that's my picture. And I also found 8 or 9 other ones scrolling through there that were some other people's. And I shared them with them. There was other ones that I've seen in other places too, but it's championship belts online. I guess they're saying they're out of the United Kingdom, but I would doubt that. What do you think?
Yeah, most of them will say a lot of them are saying they're out from like the United Kingdom now. It's weird.
Yeah, that's my picture there. It's also on the left-hand side. They are on Facebook and they're on Instagram there. Go message them. Tell them they're lying. Tell them to take down that picture on the right. Tell them you report them. Report however way you want. But if they're doing this and you welcome to Championship Belt, we crawl it. I should have shown what it says. We custom craft these high quality belts and blah blah blah. I mean, they're pushing them off like they
Creating a
made these
custom and
belts,
replica championship belt. DM for orders and inquiries.
and they're passing off these belts as though they've made them. And then these pictures up here, these people saying they got belts from them. I doubt those people up there got those belts from them. But stay away from championship belts online. They're trash. They're scum. And I hope you get wrecked soon, because y'all are a piece of crap. And if I could tell you what I thought about you, it'd be. So that's what I think about you. What do you think about it, Big E? Tell him. Yeah. I did want to show everybody I had a new belt day real quick before we get going. And Like I said, people, when I told you you needed to check out pinfall title belts, the Mid-Atlantic title has been a title that is beautiful and one that I've wanted in my collection for a while. And people also don't know how large of a belt it is. It's just a little bit smaller main plate than actually the big gold, but it's got a big main plate to it, and it's an absolute beautiful belt. And I'm gonna show it to you right now. This is it here, the Mid-Atlantic States Heavyweight title. It's got all the Mid-Atlantic states on it, you can see there. And I want to show you again his leather work. I've never seen sealed edges like this ever. The best I've ever seen. The best leather edges I've ever seen. And I'll show this up a little closer. Somebody just messed me on my thing saying, show it closer. So I'll show it closer. This is the belt there. And like I said, this guy Pinfall does absolutely unbelievable work. This is the second belt from them. It's just a gorgeous belt. Etching is just perfect. The painting is perfect.
Look at that paint work.
You can see every single word on here. You can tell what it says. It's not can't see it really good there, but it perfectly says Tennessee. And again, that sealing. I mean, you cannot see where, and it's so smooth, buttery smooth. It's an absolute beautiful belt with the perfect curve to it. I got this. How long did I get this? It's been a couple weeks now, right?
Yeah.
Just an absolute beautiful belt. If you're an NWA guy, or if you just love belts, it's a beautiful one to get. And at the price point, I've already fooled before I told people. I told people this was from somewhere else, and blah, 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 blah. And this is a person who's really knowledgeable. And I said, oh, that's great. And then I said, no, it's not by blank. It's by this person. What? That person, tell him, Biggie, about Pinfall.
Pinfall dude is a really good guy, stand-up guy. He'll follow you through the steps, ask him for artwork first, look at his artwork. He'll send you artwork. After the artwork's okayed, he'll start the etching process. He's not going to take 2 years. He's generally in that 6 to 8 week range.
Yep, I mean fast.
Getting acid etched HD on premium leather from over there. Over there, I'm telling you right now, he's top. He's better than Classic Shields leather. He's probably right next to Omi on the leather. And then you can double dip and have him send the plates to Mendoza and get American leather, which is another step up. But for on his leather for a $750 belt, $800 belt for acid edged HD with that premium of leather and everything, you're not going to beat it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I know it was used in, I remember 86, 87, 88. Seeing it. I can't remember the exact years. I mean, everybody can. You probably already know, Jesse. But it's just absolutely stunning. And like I said, he's killing the game with what he's producing. And if you need help with it,
I mean,
with him,
that's an $1,800 belt from Classic Shields and a 2-year wait, or $800 and get it in 6 to 8 weeks. Your choice. And there's other makers out there that make some quality belts. Omi, we have our differences, but I'll never knock the quality of a belt he makes.
And we're not knocking Classic Shields quality either.
And we're not knocking Classic Shields, but I'm just saying leather-wise, Omi's number one leather-wise over there. Pinfall, number 2. Like, not even close. Just phenomenal. So, I mean, you have your choices. Everybody's got a budget, And that's what we're just trying to do, is make sure everybody has an option to get something really quality. Like I said, and being able to okay the artwork before it gets started eliminates a headache.
Yep. He updates. Heels, my guy, had to push him so hard to do the thing. So proud of him. Absolutely. He sends
you thank Dozer for a lot of that.
He sends you the art. Look, everybody's in here saying, yeah. There you go. He sent me the artwork. Was this right? Then he shows every step of this process, from the raw plates, then to putting the plating on. Then he showed me when it was painted. Then he showed me when the leather is on. And his shipping was excellent. It's like I said, this is equal to anything that I've got from any foreign maker, period. And I won't use anybody foreign but this guy for any future purchases.
And I was just talking to him tonight.
I own Reggie's, and I own, that. And like I said, it's just an absolutely stunning, beautiful belt. What'd you say?
I said I was just talking to him tonight because, some people hit me up. They're talking about custom belts. You want a custom belt. We got the Stanley Cup going. You got the NBA Finals going. You want a custom belt. Man, it's only $100 more for him to do the artwork on a custom belt.
It was used in...
And provides you that quality.
Yeah, and if you need help getting it, you can contact Ethan. You can get some help from him. Ethan will gladly help you. Ethan helped me just because I have trouble with communicating with my head and my illness. But I love this belt, and like I said, y'all are surprised at how big that main plate is. And I saw this as a kid in person. I was like, that's an awesome belt. And Ronnie Garvin held this belt. A lot of great people. Buddy Landell held this belt. Wahoo held this belt. I mean, there's a lot of great champions that held the Mid-Atlantic title. That's an absolutely beautiful belt. And I was just floored when I got it. At the price point of what this guy does and how quick.
And, I was always a Nawaz guy. Nawaz guy was around that price point, and
he's good, but he's gotten a little
annihilates. Yeah, and he annihilates the quality.
Yeah. Yep. But I love it. And Pinfall, you're doing it good. Give you an over.
He's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow.
Get your pinfall belt today. Big E, anything else you got before we get out of here? Did we miss anything? Did we miss? Anybody got a new belt day coming? Let us know in the chat. You got any new belt days coming?
Not immediately, but I working on something, and I just want to say, man, it was a great show, man. I enjoyed having Parker on and calling everybody on. It was fantastic show. Thanks for everybody watching. Again, you guys make it what's possible. You guys make it pleasurable. And we appreciate you, every single one of you that take that time to watch us. It's amazing.
Absolutely. Our next show be in a week, not next week, but the week after. And we're going to kill it then. We got a show with Super Dave coming up on the indie scene, how it's getting so on fire. We got a show coming up checking out all the hot belts from the throwbacks of the NWA, the WWF, from the 80s and 90s, the best belts. We're going to have that. We're going to show you that. Then we got some news we'll cover as well. But I want to make sure that you guys go and check out all these other great shows out there. Go check out Talking Wrestling. Check out Broadcast. That'll be is it this coming Tuesday or no? You had one last week, right? So it's not this Tuesday. It's the next after that, right?
Yeah, I think it's next Tuesday.
Yep. There you go. And check out Spanning the Globe. They're every week. The Broadcast, I think, is going to be going every week here very, very soon. So stay in touch with that. And please follow us on Instagram, over on X, and on Facebook. All brought to you by the DAV Network. Don't forget to check out Steven as well. Done a great job. And don't forget, go tell Championship Belts Online, you suck. Ethan, love you, buddy. We're going to say goodbye together. How about we do that? You want to do that?
Yes, sir.
Yep, we got
And let me, before I forget, hi, Doza.
catch that. He needs one. We need to send it over to him. I haven't seen it. I appreciate that. I'm hanging in. Medicine gets me through. These are the only times I'm able to sit up is to do this show, and it gets me pumped. And when you guys come in here, it pumps me up and gets me through. My wife's my caretaker, and I love her to death. And thank you for all that she does for me. Love her to death, and I'd be dead already if I didn't have her. Thanks to you guys. We will step out of here. Remember, what do you want to tell everybody first?
Have your pet spayed or neutered.
That'll do it. You got to join us next time for another DDK Saturday night. It's going to be a great time. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate Colin and Parker, the global champion of OPW. CRUMRINE up. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. It's been a great show with him. I want to tell each and every one of you to stay kind, stay humble, and we'll see you next time right here on Double Drop Kick Podcast. Good night, everybody.